but on these shows,
Pale?
last show, yeah.
I'm trying to.
This is funny. I'm in the black room and you're in the white. It's hysterical.
But I have little fellas around.
I like it. Listen, we're different.
I can't tell. Like if I look at clips, I look like I'm all washed out, just like crazy. And then I'll look at other things. And go, oh, not too bad. So now I'm I'm in a room and I have 2 windows with curtains, so I'm closing them more. So I kind of match you, but I don't have the pitch black. It's like you are in a witness protection program.
I think I'm gonna have to switch it next time and try dark gray. One of the walls is dark gray. This room is so big. I have 19 walls. It's hard to explain.
And 31 bedrooms. It doesn't matter. I don't judge
care.
it.
5 pantries.
Welcome to the stream. Listen to Dana and David while I'm setting up.
God, I just didn't get in my run this morning. You said just go upstairs. So I ran for about 45 minutes and I kept seeing new bedrooms.
You were still in one pantry.
I ran 4 miles. I was still on your property.
I have a safe pantry where I go in there with where I can stay if there's a crook in my house.
I know, and chocolate bars all around the house.
Oh, I will tell you what happened in my house. I was going to tell you last time. I was getting in my shower. This might seem like a nothing story. It's not.
Any story is important. Go.
It's important. You know this. So I'm getting in my shower, and there's a fly made it all the way upstairs. And he's in my bathroom. I don't like it. I don't really care. I don't like it. So I go in my shower. Now he's in the shower. What to do? So I have a little washcloth that I just had one in my hand because I was a little nervous. I wasn't thinking. I was holding it. So I kind of behind my back went like that. And I grazed him. So he kind of spins out and he goes to the wall like kind of high and he's kind of like this. And I'm like, oh my God, he felt
breathing.
That. Like it didn't knock him out, but I could tell.
Dudes and dudettes, welcome to the show. I'm going to be sketching soon.
I don't know if they have solar plexes.
Unfortunately, I've been working on my laptop all day, and so I need to charge it. So I have to find my charger. Hold on.
And then I'm looking at him like, are you okay, dude? And he's like this. I'm like, you don't even know what I'm saying. He doesn't know what I'm saying. It's not comprehending. Are you? Yeah. So I go, oh shit. And he's like, no, it's cool. I was heading over here anyway. I go, no, you weren't. You were going over by the shampoos. But fine. I'll let you say that. And then I was like, oh my God, what if I really tried? I was half speed. I was just like that. What if I tried to hit him? He doesn't even know what's going on because I'd whip his ass because what if I was like, you want me to wind up? You don't want me to wind up because if I wind up and hit him, done.
You're much bigger. You're just a lot bigger than the fly.
Yeah. And so he's there. And then I said, you know what? You're not like if you're a ref, you'd be like this. So I go, you're grounded from flying. So why don't you walk down the wall and then leave? Take a nap. You're not going to fly. No more flying today.
What a shower.
What a shower. And he saw me naked too. And I'm like, and we're going to shut up about that part.
Oh, they love that.
It's pronounced shower.
Okay, just looking this up. Singapore, they have literal fly fights. So they train flies, almost like pit bulls or something, to fight each other. And they always, their de facto weight class is flyweight.
I'm also on YouTube simulcasting.
I took a shower and I bumped
Joe St. Pierre. I actually have 30 subscribers on
head on the
YouTube.
Nozzle.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay.
I'm not sure what kind of drugs they're
there
using.
Last
but
time I showered, so hey Nozzle.
Thank you for following me, 30 of you on YouTube. I promise I have some videos in mind that I'm going to shoot where I quickly review the best parts of my favorite comics. I'm going to do it. It's just hard to find time. What did I do today? A lot of loading up the eBay, a lot of loading up the Whatnot. I hope you can even see what's on Whatnot because I noticed
what I do, it's a little bit like you. Like
Whatnot is a pain.
I don't look at it
because you'll, if you list it without connecting it to the live streams. It doesn't show up in the live streams. And then the next week, if you list it, it'll show up in the live streams and the store. So don't get me started on Whatnot. It's confusing as hell. I might have solved the problem. I don't even know. I haven't had a chance to check. But I got to grab some stuff. I'll be right back.
You thought you could get me with that bullshit? I'm like, I did think that.
My nozzle was talking to me like that too. No, we dealt with flies for years and all this stuff, and then we got a screen door. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
My mom doesn't know why she has so many flies, and she's got me. I mean, she always has food now. She has a lot of nice food out. That's all to eat at all times. Oh, eat. You're gonna blow away. But then the doors open, and she has the AC on 41, and it's 116 out. I go, Mom, you have to shut something.
Because you don't like cold air in your face. I'm newsflash.
Well, you know this. I don't know. I do not. And then when I'm on the plane, it's like it's. I love that. And then if this person's is on me, I'm like, excuse me. Is there any way you can bend it back towards you?
But that was a good one. By the way, I just saw Woody Allen on our friend Bill Maher's
Bill Maher.
club.
Billy Maher.
And, sure, because, it's a club, but it's basically just a bedroom, you're calling it a clubhouse.
It's quite random.
I don't want to be pedantic.
I don't mean to be didactic or facetious.
I don't want to be anything that ends with that.
Andre Previn, what a wonderful guy.
Well, how'd you think the show? No, you're a wonderful artist. Yes, folks. You're very informative. You're asking questions. Two people in the rest.
My gosh.
The smell of weed, I thought it was Wiz Khalifa's.
A lot of people ask me, Joe, why are you here? Why are you on Whatnot? I don't even know why. And I say, I'm very sorry that your voice sounds like that. That's a tragedy for you. But I am the artist of the most #1 issues featuring Spider-Man has cast. That's how most people know who I am if you're a comic fan. But I am here to promote my comic book series. It's called The New Zodiacs. It's my Marvel Universe, 12 characters who can channel the cosmic energies of the Zodiac. This is the freshest book. It's called New Zodiacs Pisces #1. It's about a woman named Cricket who can channel the cosmic energies of the Pisces symbol. The way those energies manifest is she's a high-level psychic who can communicate with the dead trapped on Earth. Very cool shit. I have to say, 52 pages, 2 pages featuring Pisces Cricket, 2 stories, and also a backup feature highlighting the New Zodiacs Aquarius. The New Zodiacs Aquarius was the very first book in the series that I launched. And the Aquarius character is a teenage hacker who, the way he manifests the Aquarius energies is he becomes the Robin Hood of cyberspace. He wears a liquid metal second skin, like kind of like the Terminator 2, this kind of liquid, flowy metal, which allows him to access the web, steal from the info rich, and give to the info poor. He is the Robin Hood of cyberspace. His name is the Liberator. There he is. So cool. Some stuff in this book. It's the height of my career as a comic book artist / writer. Here's a scene in here, kind of like a Zoom meeting and execution told in 3 different points of view. NBD, never been done. That's why I still do comics after all this time, is there's still room to grow and move and expand and to tell stories in unique ways through comics. That's why I love comics so much. Here they are. You can get these books 20% off cover price today in the bin. Check those out when you can. There are variants for each one of the books. This is the Pisces variant. There's only 250 of these books printed with this cover. And there are only 100 of these foil variants that we did with Jason at Little Giant Comics and Collectibles. Jason has the signed and numbered comics 1 to 50. I've got 51 to 100. There's only 100 of these. You can only get them through me or through Little Giant. There's also the B cover for the Aquarius character. Only 250 of these. Very cool, sleek, mixed finish cover with the Aquarius symbol. And the rarest of the Aquarius books is this one right here. There's only 100 of these printed with this cover. I am also a writer and artist and creator of Bold Blood, which is my medieval fantasy series. 13 working class warriors go out on an excursion into the unholy wood. They don't all come back. If you love, if you love blood and gore and etc., you will love Bold Blood, guaranteed. I'm also the artist and co-creator of the Fabian Cousteau Expeditions series. Stand by. All ages readers, 100 pages of badass learning through comics. This one's about the great white shark. Let's see what else we got here. This one's about journey under the Arctic in search for the elusive Dumbo octopus. There he is down there. Along the way, you'll see narwhal and a beluga whale. Why is this black so soft? It would look so much cooler if we bolden that black. I'm not sure if I soften the black or if it's just the paper that it's printed on. I like strong blacks. I see. So it must be the paper that it's printed on, because underneath the dust jacket is a nice bold narwhal with some black shapes. Now we know why it looks a little softer on the cover. It's the paper that it's printed on. It's all good. Here is Deep into the Amazon Jungle. Volume 3 in the series. They're searching for another elusive creature called the jaguar piranha. And this is probably my favorite of the bunch. It took the writer some time to acclimate to writing for comics. So he finally got the script pages down to a lovely, comfortable amount where I could really explode the graphics, could really tell the story, could really use splashes and large panels to strong effect. This is one of my favorite pages. And it has a barracuda. There's sharks in this one too. There are the 7 indigenous, I'm not sure if that's the word. There are 7 turtle species which are exclusive to Hawaii, and we explore them all. Here's the olive ridley sea turtle. It's got some stats on how big they grow, etc., their diet. I loved working on this series creatively. I thought here's the loggerhead sea turtle. I had a blast. I learned a lot every day. I just wish it sold more, that's all. By the time this book came out, my own creator-owned stuff is outselling a Simon & Schuster product. You try to figure that out. I have tried already, and I've given up. Here's the leatherback sea turtle. Very cool. Main reason why I took this gig, though, was I thought it might turn into something large. I thought that Simon & Schuster would be a bigger publisher than me. I thought that they'd be able to promote the heck out of this. Fabian Cousteau attached. This is not a small project, and yet it was treated so. Very disappointing. to see how the sales went. And like I said, when New Zodiac's Aquarius is selling better than Simon and Schuster product, you're in trouble. Here's some stuff you can find in the bin. Venom, Planet of the Symbiotes. I did the cover and a chapter in the storyline that ran across the annuals that summer quite a few years ago. Back in the day, you can buy this here, and I'm happy to sign it for you. Wolverine reprints Tooth and Claw miniseries with Venom versus Wolverine. I did the cover and I did the miniseries inside. It's about 3 issues. And I think this is probably about 25 issues composed and collected into this specific epic collection. I did 3 issues inside the miniseries featuring Wolverine and Venom. Here's a cool little project. My very first creator-owned property was through Image. It was called Megahertz. This is the world premiere San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. It has a black cover on the back. There's also the regular comic shop edition. I have a whole bunch of these, and I'm selling them with the 25th anniversary because this book was originally printed in 1997 in black and white. There was a black and white wave at Image that we participated in. Very quickly learned I should have colored this bad boy, and it should have a foil cardstock cover. So 25 years later, for the 25th anniversary of Megahertz, I took this book, I colored it up, I gave it a new cover. Foil cardstock badassery. Here it is. This book also happens to be uncommonly prescient. It predicted the showbiz criminal, openly corrupt president who wears makeup and strange wigs. It also predicted corporate CEO assassinations and things like that. Megahertz is a great book, though. Love it. Still to this day, I could do 50 issues of Megahertz tomorrow with an unlimited budget. This book in particular not only has the Image comic, which is 24 pages of story, but it's got an actual, like a DVD extra section called the Megahertz Gallery. Got some development sketches that I did for the characters, which I think you guys would find very fun to look at. I mean, it's really good stuff. So you can check that out. Here's the original cover, of course. Colors by my friend Mike Cavallero. All this stuff is in the bin, or should be in the bin if everything worked out right. Any questions? MJ Bill says, I know you from Valiant. Valiant was my very first company that I worked at as a pro. That was a great experience because it was very studio oriented. A lot of the creators were right there in the office where we were working. So if we had questions, comments, or wanted to share our work, we could do that with the artist next to us or with the boss. Jim Shooter was our boss in the beginning, and that was a good time. Learned a lot. I always say I learned more in a year at Valiant than I did for 4 years of college art school, and that would be the truth for me. A lot of my time in college was spent working jobs to pay my tuition. So when the working the job and the art are coming together to the same thing, that kind of plugs me in. I'm 100% fueled. You know what I mean? So that's why I say a year at Valiant was worth more to me than 4 years of college. Good morning, everyone. Miss Mayhem in the house. VIP Miss Mayhem. Thank you. Good to see you again. Julia says, are you selling the megahertz foil cover? You should be able to find the megahertz foil cover in the buy it now section. Let me see if I can find it for you. Yeah, item 012 megahertz 25th anniversary edition signed. It comes with a mid-grade copy of the Image world premiere issue. So now's the time to jump on that. Looks like we're having a flash sale on megahertz too. It's 20% off. So today's the day to buy megahertz. Miss Mayhem said, I'll be reading that probably this weekend after Pisces. Got it. We'll get it soon. I first saw your artwork and along came a spider. Thank you, Julius. That was a fun project. Ainge in the house. Greeting, Miss Mayhem. We got 9 people in the room. Should we play a game and give away some gifts? I usually want 10 people in the room before I break it out, but what do you think, Ainge? Ainge is our resident co-host. Miss Mayhem's a VIP. Should we play some mental metal? Should we sketch or should we do some mental metal giveaway prizes? What do you think? First one who answers, that's what I'll do. Ooh-yah. A lot of sketching possibilities. I share some of my recent sketches. Some of these haven't even made it to a convention yet. This one definitely has. People look at it, they love it, and then they walk away. This one's a little pricey. I got carried away with it, but it is $50 off here on Whatnot. Check that out. There's over 30 villains, Spidey villains, represented here in the background. I did that like little bits and pieces on the stream, right? If I remember right, I kept adding figures. It's all good. My very first gig at Marvel Comics was on a book called Spider-Man 2099. Started on 2 fill-ins, and then I was offered the series, which was kind of fun. This is one of the characters that I co-created while I was on Spider-Man 2099. This guy's called the Pack Rat. He's like a Mad Max urban scavenger plunderer type character. His first appearance was Spidey 2099 number 29. And then this one was the Travesty, another character I co-created. His first appearance was number 28. And then we've got Spidey and Miles together. Single figure is 150. An additional figure is 100. So 250. I think I might be asking a little extra for this. I'm not sure. Let me see. If you go in the bin and you scroll to the items with the prefix 200, you'll find a lot of the original commissions that are already completed. So what do I have for 250? Okay, so yeah, I'm not even charging for the background. It's 250 for Spidey and Miles. And we've got Daredevil. This is $100 here on Whatnot, but if you were to meet me at a convention, say at the Granite State Comic Con in 2 weeks, this would be $150. So take advantage of the Whatnot discounts, please. Dr. Doom. I had another doctor do my headshot that sold at my last convention, which was the Plastic City Comic Con, which was in Leominster, Mass. So I'm very East Coast, Northeast. So here on the stream, single figure is 150. Keep that in mind. No pressure. Green Goblin, single figure 150. I might charge a little extra. Not sure. But today it's 150. And Spider-Man with Doc Ock limbs menacingly clawing towards him. 150. Also got a jam piece. You know, I started collecting jam pieces. Should I show you my jam pieces I'm collecting? Jam piece starter upper. Here in the bin, it's 150. You get a sketch by me, and then I design the page so that each artist you visit at a convention, you get them to add a little drawing inside. You can even do like Ant-Man or the Wasp down in this little spot. Get some of his villains or supporting cast members here in the slots that I've designed. I'm going to show you an example of a jam piece that I found online just yesterday. Hold on, let's see if I can grab it. Desktop jam. Here we go. Here's an example of a jam piece. This is one of the better ones, but look how crammed Green Goblin is down there. He kind of intrudes on Bob McLeod's Spidey sketch. Let me show you another one. Oh, geez. Look at this one. Holy cow. This one's in pencil. This one's pen and ink. This one's pen and ink with color. Somebody squeezed a head in the background there. And then you get this tiny little doodle. Oh, this inconsistency, this lack of aesthetic design. Look at this one. We got the black cat coming out of Spidey's buttocks, the rhino intruding on Black Cat's space. I don't know. Not my favorite designs, and so that's why I kind of do the jam piece starter uppers. I've been selling a bunch of these. I sold one to Miss Mayhem last Thursday, right? And so I got to keep doing more jam piece starter uppers. I mean, you know, Black Cat's head coming out of Spidey's butt. That's just not possible here. Look, it's too well designed. But if you want a jam piece where you're like, hey, I hope Black Cat comes out of Spidey's butt, you know, hey, knock yourself out. I'm just saying I like jam pieces that are better designed. Here's a Cyclops. Do I have another jam piece? Do I have another jam piece? I do. I have one more. What do you guys think of this one? I actually participated on this one. What do you guys think of this? Do you see what I'm getting at? Oh my God, don't think they know what to do with them. Miss Mayhem. Yeah, you know, you gotta have a design, right? You gotta have like, okay, this space goes here, this space goes here. I don't know. It just feels like I just feel like I hope that the customer was happy with their final jam piece. Here's a Wolverine with claws. There's my signature. In the claw blood. This guy's 125, I think, here on the whatnot. I also take commissions. If you're interested, jump on those commissions. They're in the bin. The prefix begins with 100. Cool. Okay, so we're at 8. We're at 8. 8 people in the room. If we can get to 10 or even 9 steady. Now we're down to 7. I don't know. Let's see. Should I do a Hulk? I'm feeling Hulkish. I'm feeling Jokerish. I've got a lot of Spidey stuff, so we got to do either a Venom, a Hulk, or Joker. I'm not sure which to draw today. I did a print of the original Wolverine bearing down on the Hulk, and all you could see were the Hulk hands in the foreground. So it's been my intention for quite a while to do a reverse shot where the Hulk is bearing down on Wolverine, and you see Wolverine's claws in the foreground. But the print doesn't sell that well. It really hasn't inspired me to do that other point of view. But maybe I'll mess around with the idea today. Where's the value stamp? Here it is. Which got cut out of many. I couldn't bring myself to cut the stamps out when I was a kid. Oh, I should do a poll. I'm going to do a poll. I'm going to draw Hulk today, and I'm going to draw I'm going to take a poll. First appearance, in your opinion. Ready? This isn't a trivia question. This is just your opinion. In your opinion, what is the first appearance of Wolverine?
So these streamers, I've seen these with their hands and not with their bodies. They sell in like a QVC, but those are and this girl says she made 18 million in 7 days.
Do you have a Jeff the Land Shark blank? And if I bought a bust sketch, how would that work? Because he's a land shark. LOL. Serious question. Excellent question. I've had a request for Jeff blanks. I have not received them yet, but I have an order in with Riverbend Comics that when the Land Shark blanks come in, they'll send them to me. So I'm not sure they're officially available yet. Do you know if they are? And a bust shot would probably be something I would custom make for you. It's a difference between a headshot and a full figure. So if a full figure is 150 and a headshot is 100, it'd probably be 125 to you here on the stream. You're gonna start a fight with this pole? Not a fight, just curious. What's your opinion? How do you judge a first appearance? You can't call it a cameo, right? Because he's officially in the last panel. I don't have a copy of Hulk 180 available at the moment. But in the last panel, he's arrived on the scene in from head to toe. He's jumped in. He's now part of the main story, right? But I'm interested in your opinions. I don't care either way. Um, I'm not sure I've thought it all the way through myself. Let me put it in the YouTube also. Hold on. Let's see if I get any attention on YouTube today. Oh, God. Cool. Can you activate the flash sale? Won't let me purchase yet. Stand by. I've thought, okay, stand by. Stand by, please. Start flash sale. And that was for megahertz. I'll start all the flash sales. I think I have a few flash sales, right? Start flash sale. Oh, I guess I can only do one at a time. I didn't know that. Yeah, it looks like I can only do one. Hard to tell. Oh no, it's working. Flash sales are working. Yay. Old Blood, I think, was a flash sale also, right? Nice. MJ Bill says, wasn't there an ad for Wolverine in Thor, Daredevil, and Marvel Premiere full figure picture? Yes, but is that the first appearance? Or is that an advertisement? I don't know. I'm curious. Maybe I should put that in the poll. I find it weird when people try to say that tease of new character costume in an ad is a first appearance. Technically, the first appearance of the new X-Men is in an issue of Foom magazine, number 10, right? One of my favorite drawings of the X-Men ever was that cover of Foom number 10. Let's find that because you guys, whatnot whippersnappers probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Oh, internet continues to suck with these microscopic spot illustrations. Um, or add links. I just want a simple picture, folks. Here we go. Come on, you can help me out. Help me out here. Here we go. Oh, there it is, folks. Whoops. There it is, folks. One of my favorite drawings ever done of the X-Men. Dave Cockrum, pencils and inks. Can't be beat when he's inking himself. Is that the first appearance of the all new, all different X-Men? I should ask that in my next poll. Julius, thank you, sir, for your purchase. I'll sign those for you if you like on camera. We were typing that at the same time. I think that's the case for Spawn and Black Suit Spidey too. I know. Yeah, Spawn was in an issue of Malibu Sun or something, right? And he was colored wrong. But well, I don't know the Black Suit Spidey. What's the story there? Call the fire department. Joe's got fire in the bin. I actually added the Deadpool 1036 original art to the bin. Let me know if you guys can see it in there. It's the only Marvel piece I own. I still own the original art for, and it just keeps blowing up in importance because Marvel fandom.com, I think it's Marvel Fandom. I forget the website name, but they credit me as the creator of Deadpool of Earth 1036. Foom is one of my favorite series. Oh, mine too. Magazine, whatever. Thanks, Joe. I just bought a few items. Marvel Age is concept for Black Suit Spidey. Oh, no kidding. So the original sketch, my exact sketch. I remember I remember seeing the black suit for the first time, and my impression was big deal because I grew up on the Spider-Man animated series, and they had a group of, well, there were two. It wasn't really a group. Give me a second. I'll try to find them. Here they are. The Fly Twins. I didn't know they were called the Fly Twins, but here they are. I grew up on Spider-Man 67 cartoon and syndication, and there was an episode with these guys in it. And so when I saw Amazing 252 with the black costume, I was like, oh, Spidey looks like the Fly Twins. So it didn't really have an impression on me. But I'm sure Whatnot whippersnappers who were much younger, their heads were probably exploding. Okay, more important X-Men question. Nightcrawler canonically has blue fur. If he shaves, what color is their skin? Oh, look at you. Because a polar bear doesn't have white skin, does it? A polar bear's hair is like translucent follicles, and those follicles dispel light or reflect light. So the polar bear looks basically white or off-white in color, but his skin is actually black, right? So what color is shaved Nightcrawler? That's my next poll. What color is shaved Nightcrawler. And then I'm going to get some, I'm going to collect some items for MJ and sign those for them on camera. That's my next poll. In the meantime, take today's poll. Look at the majority saying 180. Isn't that funny? And so the next poll is also going to be what's Venom's first appearance, right? I'm just writing these for future polls. We'll get one of these tomorrow, and then pretty sure that the last panel, which is a splash page of 299, Venom becomes part of the main story, right? And he's pretty much shown from head to toe. I think he's cropped at the shins. I think Venom's cropped at the shins on 299, but that's I mean, it's a splash page. That's not a cameo, right? And my general rule is when the character becomes part of the A story meaning the main story about which the comic book is mostly about, that's their first appearance. And then there are things called subplots. There could be multiple subplots in a single issue in which characters appear in shadow or some kind of cut to a different scene. Like a lot of times in the X-Men, you'd see Magneto in his headquarters on Asteroid M, and he'd be monitoring people and stuff like that. It would be a subplot story, like a B or a C story. Those, in my general rule, would be cameos. But once the character becomes part of the main story, i.e., the next issue, that character is going to be the protagonist or the antagonist or the main source of the main story for that comic book. That's first appearance. It's a general rule that I've never officially applied, and again, I don't really care. I just like talking about this kind of stuff. Let's see. MJ taking advantage of those flash sales. I'm so glad to see that. That Hulk blank can be sold as a polar bear in a snowstorm sketch variant. It can. Yes, it can. So $150 if you want the full figure of the polar bear, or $100 if you want the headshot. You decide. Let me collect the items and I'll sign them for MJ right here on the stream. Hold on, we've got a lot to collect today. Pisces number 1. Okay, we've got Pisces right here. Bear with me. Let's see. All right, pick the best copy. This one looks great. And then we've got Aquarius. Okay, let's grab the best copy of Aquarius. This one looks good. And then we've got Pisces again. Ooh, okay. So 2 copies of Pisces, MJ. Is that right? And then we've got Sketchbook, signed and numbered to 100. Let's grab a sketchbook. MJ, do you have a character you'd like doodled? Or for today, I will let you choose the already completed. We've got, that was the Wasp that we just showed. And then there's Spidey. And then there's Venom. Let me know which of these you would like. Speaking of Nightcrawler, here's a Nightcrawler remark. Speaking of Wolverine, here's a Wolverine remark. So today we're not charging for the remark doodles. MJ, let me know which of those you would like. Let's move on. Aquarius number 1. Another copy of Aquarius. That's cool. That's cool. And then another New Zodiacs, Pisces, and another sketchbook. Oh, cool. Wait, are these doubling up? Oh, I hope I'm not. Hold on a second. I may have some glitches in my whatnot. Okay, we got Bold Blood. I have a feeling that you're buying 1 copy of each, right, MJ? Are you still here? Here's a Bold Blood. Here's the sketchbook. Here's an Aquarius. Here's a Pisces. Venom print signed. Okay, Venom. Another Bold Blood. Megahertz. Megahertz comes with. Okay, let me grab a Megahertz. Oh, Julius. Oh, okay. I see. Sorry. Okay, thank you, Julius. Thank you. All right, let me grab. Let's see. So I need another Bold Blood. I need a Megahertz with, and I need a print. Let me write these down while I run to my stock. Let's see. Venom print. Pisces and Aquarius I have. And then okay, so I need 1 Bold Blood. And I need a Venom print. Okay, stand by. I'll be right back. Thank you. Here, have some tunes. I won't be long.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong? Listen, bud, he's got radioactive blood. Can he swing from a thread? Take a look overhead. Hey there goes the Spider-Man. In the chill of night, at the scene of a crime, like a streak of light, he arrives just in time. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame, he's ignored. Action is his reward to him. Life is a great big hang up, wherever there's a hang up.
One of my top 2 bestsellers. Ooh, this is a ding here. Let me get you another one. Let's see. Well, it's not. It's the only one I have here at the moment, but it's not a bad ding. If this is a problem for you, Julius, let me know. I'll get you another one out of storage, which is in a different location. But I'll sign this for you. Bold Blood only takes this particular pen. So we'll sign Bold Blood. If anybody wants their piece personalized, please let me know. MJ, let me know if Wolverine is cool for you, and I'll pass that one on to you. And we've got a Aquarius signed by me. I like the silvers for Aquarius because he's got a metallic skin. Pisces, I like silver for Pisces too. And I got a ghostly quality. Another Bold Blood. And then we got Megs. Megs. I didn't get the Megs. I forgot it. Shit. Okay, hold on. These megahertz foil covers usually come with a kind of a cover to protect them from scratching and stuff. I actually had to send half of the print run back because they were printed so poorly. So I'm going to leave the cover on, and you can take it off at your discretion. Oh, look where the I in my name is. Teehee, teehee. Don't tell anybody. And I usually sign this on the back just because that's why we have the black cover. That's why we did it back in the day, so we could sign the back. The Image San Diego Comic-Con exclusive of Megahertz comes with the 25th anniversary. So I think I got everybody. All right, cool. Let's see. Okay, so we sold one sketchbook. So MJ, you're going to get the one with Wolverine, if that's cool with you. Let's check out the chat. That Hulk blank can be sold as a polar bear. I read that one. I'm assuming Beast is still Caucasian underneath, but I don't know if that's ever been confirmed, if his skin pigment changed. Jeff the Landshark, if you don't mind. Jeff the Landshark on a doodle on a sketchbook. I could try that. Let me see if I have any sketchbooks that aren't already sketched on. Joe, I know you said the original New Z books are sold out. Do you offer them digitally, and or will there be another printing? Falcor, I'm basically reformatting those first 4 issues and then adding new material to the new books. Like this one. This one has a story of Cricket, which appeared in New Zodiacs #3, and the backup story also appeared in New Zodiacs #3 with the Liberator. But the second Pisces story is original. This one here, first appearance of the Liberator appeared in issue 1 and 2 of the comics, and I added some additional materials in the back here, like the sketchbook areas and the preview pinup. I don't want to avoid confusion. I have quite a bit of the original series in stock, but I prefer to sell these for the moment. But send me an email and we can work something out. I'm always happy to accommodate. I just don't think it's a good idea to confuse what I'm currently selling. And I'm working on Sagittarius now, which will have a Sagittarius story from the original issue 4. It will have a Aquarius story from the original issue 4, and it will have 2 new stories in it. Let me check. Hold on one second. Thank you, Joe. Can I get a quick Jeff sketch? Yes. Let me find. Let's see if I have any sketchbooks here, which are blank, and if so, I'll do a Jeff sketch. Cool. I do have blanks in the sketchbook. Jeff makes an appearance inside too. Let me see if I can find him. There's over 100 sketches in here. It's crazy. Most of them done right here on the live stream over the last year plus. I'm pretty sure there's a Jeff in here. So we have another Jeff, the Land Shark fan. Her name is Ramona. She's a VIP here on the stream. There's Venomized Jeff. Thought there was a regular Jeff. Maybe not. I guess not. Okay, so let's draw a regular Jeff. I've got some shark drawing experience. I don't know why. I usually start at the fin. Beautiful art in that sketchbook. Thank you, bud. There's a lot of work in there. There you go, bud. Thank you for the gig. I appreciate it. Jeff is fun. He came on by surprise. What was it, last year? Somebody came up to me and he goes, "You should draw Jeff the Land Shark." And I was like, "What?" And then he proceeded to give me the history of Jeff, which I think is cool. And I guess he gets involved in everybody's missions and screws things up and stuff. Let's see, what else is going on here? Ainge says if you prefer a Jeff sketch, he can do that for you. That would be awesome. That is an awesome cover. Beautiful art in that sketchbook. Ramona is clearly a great person. LOL. Ange is summoning Ramona. Ange says she is. Ramona says, why am I summoned? Ramona, are you still there? Are you still here? Did you see this? Oh, Joe's doing Jeff. We have another Jeff fan. Love it. He'll be doing an amazing sketch when I'm ready. How are you, my friend? Ramona says, Ange. Ramona says, I'm okay. How are you, Ange? Ramona says, I'm here. Yes, gotta love Jeff. Cool. Awesome. Everybody's great. I usually start with a blue pencil just to think. So, like, if Wolverine's hands, I'm just going to do the claws today. Ooh. I'm out again. Thanks for the tag. Joe catching up on chat is very entertaining. LOL. Have a fun stream. Love you guys. Isn't that cool? She's the best. Yeah, watching me catch up on stream is annoying. One day we'll have an extra guy here, a person. Doesn't have to be a guy. I say guy because my friend Peter, I have a friend, he's in the next town over from me, and I see him at conventions all the time. And he's like, Joe, I'd really like to work with you on something, just to be your assistant and just work with you. He's a retired teacher now, and so he kind of does the conventions as a hobby. So I really feel like I can learn something from you. I live in the next town over. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I was like, if I can think of something, be glad to work with you. And so I thought of something. I was like, hey, you want to come over and do a stream with me? And he kind of disappeared. He's just flaked. I thought it'd be cool. He would come over and then we would he would read the chat and oh well. So I had something else in mind for him as well. I needed someone to kind of comb the interwebs and find the top 50 retailers in the country, and something that he could do in his spare time at his leisure. And I touched base with him 2 weeks later, and he was like, hey, let's have lunch and we can talk more about it. I'm like, I don't think I could have been more clear than when I asked you to comb the web and find the top 50 biggest retailers. But okay, he wants a little social time. I get it. As me, I'm not. I'm looking for worker bees. Ramona says, yes, that it is. And sometimes he doesn't know what we're talking about. Haha. It was a solid plan. Yeah, you guys have a good time. Especially when I start drawing, I'm in the zone, man. I'm not reading. I'm in the zone. I'm in a trance. Is anybody in the stream from Jerry's Jerry Robson's stream yesterday? Went and bought a bunch of stuff from Jerry yesterday, and he was very kind to plug me. So I'm wondering if any of you guys are coming from his show. I bought some. I bought a couple of sets. I bought a couple of sets of Venom Tooth and Claw, the actual comics from Jerry yesterday, with some help. So we're thinking of remarking them on the stream and selling them. Mr. Pickles, did you buy one or more Bold Bloods? And Richard bought a Bold Blood. Wow, I gotta get some Bold Bloods out of my box. Hold on a second. I just have one. 1 second. There's a coating on the Bold Blood paper that only lets me use Sharpies. So we've got Mr. Pickles. This one's from Mr. Pickles. And this one's for Richard. I don't think I've ever sold this many Bold Bloods in one show. This is so cool. Love it. I can talk about Bold Blood all day. We've also got a Toxic Avenger Virgin variant signed by Rodney Ramos, who did the black and white art, and I did the colors. I can color this. But since we were talking about Bold Blood is inspired by my time in high school playing Dungeons and Dragons. I loved a lot of the characters we were working with, and so I did a comic book based on it. This is the original art from Bold Blood. These are the actual pages. To save time, I was working comic book size. It's roughly the same exact size as comics. I'm not sure it saved me any time, but hopefully it did. It's been so long ago that I don't remember anymore. This is kind of fun. This is where I kind of feel like I started to nail the style for Bold Blood, where I was doing a lot of hatching and stuff like that, and that had like a visceral, like a kinetic energy to it, which if I do more Bold Blood comics, which I would love to do, I'll probably incorporate more of that. Same here. Look at this. It's all motion lines, really. It's kind of cool. If you like your medieval style violence where people get bit in half by monsters, Bold Blood is your book. Again, the hatching, that kind of visceral emotion. Here's another example. This one right here. It felt like, I don't draw the Liberator story or the Cricket story from New Zodiacs. I don't draw those characters like that. There's something about the story that starts to dictate how you draw it. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. There were two stories in the Bold Blood. This is the second story. The second story is kind of more personal. It's a guy named Ogre who's down on his luck. He sees these warriors with magic swords that allow them to do incredible feats and epic adventures. He gets jealous. He decides he's going to steal this guy's sword. So this is one of my favorite sequences I've ever done, actually. I don't want to give it away, but there's a twist. Ogre decides he wants to steal that sword from this celebrity warrior type, and he finds out that there's more going on there than meets the eye. Solitara is her name. So there's some. I don't usually break out the Bold Blood originals, so that was kind of fun. Thank you, Mr. Pickles, and thank you, Richard. Appreciate it. Aim says this is great. MJ says that was gorgeous. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. I had to throw away the cover. It was water damaged and kind of moldy. And it looks like some of these pages are also water damaged, so disappointing. We had a flood in our storage unit. And I don't know why I had original art on the floor, but okay. Whatever you say. Main reason why I haven't gone to that second print is my brain hasn't been able to focus on a proper pose for the Hulk to go with the claws. So I haven't gotten there yet. So now here is my my first attempt at using my brain for that purpose. When you get the Jeff blanks in, please put one aside for me. I actually ordered a few myself, and if anything, I could probably send one to you. I ordered 5. We've only got one order so far, so I'll definitely be able to set one aside for you, MJ. What is your first exposure to Jeff that made you such a fan? I'm curious. And while we're waiting for an answer, we'll check out the poll. Look at this. First appearance of Wolverine to you. 180 is crazy, crazy winner right now. Going against the status quo. MJ says, I'm a Vision and Scarlet Witch super fan. I saw a cover with Wanda hugging Jeff by Peach Momoko, and it was all over. I now own every cover. Oh, that's cool. I haven't seen that particular cover you're talking about.
And so, while this is called the triple division, and supposedly Zeus divides 3.
Glad to see that it comes from comics, at least. That your exposure to Jeff wasn't from a movie or a cartoon. I'm a huge comic fan, as you will discover. If you haven't already figured it out. I have a mirror in front of me hanging from bulletin board, so too bad you can't see me looking at myself in the mirror. Friends up and down. If I buy the Wonder Woman print, can you write to the strongest woman I know with love and still autograph it, but in a different spot than the text? Yeah, sure. Let me grab a Wonder Woman print. Does anyone? Ooh. Honey. So let me get this right. Can you write to the strongest woman I know with love? I can write up in here to the strongest woman I know, and then with love, and then sign it down here. Does that sound good? Perfect. Let's try a reddish pen today. To the strongest woman I know. To the strongest woman I know. Thanks, MJ. I hope you like that. Just checking my spelling. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, bud. Appreciate it. back to looking at myself in the mirror. Okay. Who commissioned this, Joe? Oh, it's just me. It's available for sale, Ange. I just thought I had a lot of Spidey pieces that are already pre-done, pre-made, pre-drawn. So I'm trying to think of a different subject matter for me to inspire me to get going today. So I know I need to do more jam pieces. I need to do more Venom. Those are what sell. But I thought I would try Hulk today. But feel free to take it out of the hands of the next convention I go to. One of the things that I dislike the most, I'm probably the only guy I know who did not like the 1970s Hulk TV show with Bill Bixby and Lou Ferrigno. And one of the reasons why I disliked it was the wig that he was wearing. Made his head look large and disproportionate to his body. So, in other words, if he wasn't wearing a wig, I think he would have looked more massive. But the wig made his head look larger overall. And Superhero 101 is, your superheroes are usually 8 to 10 heads high in proportion. And the wig made Lou Ferrigno, who's probably naturally 8 heads high, look much smaller. So I don't know what they were thinking. But I swear I'm the only guy who couldn't stand that show as a kid when everyone else loved it. And apparently other non-comic fans loved it too, because I think it went like 5 seasons. But I abandoned it early. Also, my man Lou Ferrigno running down the streets of New York City with clearly green slippers on was, dude, that's just wrong. Couldn't miss the slippers. It's full. Falco said, sorry, had to mute a bit because of a work call. Did you answer my question about reprinting and or digital copy of the original New Zodiacs comics? I'd love to read them. Let's see. I forgot what I said, but essentially the new comics are a lot of the old comics materials recycled. So I think I have quite a few copies of the original New Zodiacs series, but I don't want to bring confusion to the table. But you will see those materials in future issues, like for New Zodiacs Sagittarius, which I'm working on now. That'll have materials from issue 4 of the comic series, the limited series. And the one after that, New Zodiacs Leo, will have material from the second issue. But if you really got to have those comics now, Falcor, let me know. Send me an email. Send me an email. Just kidding. I've been getting a lot of spam calls lately. Have you guys been getting spam calls? Like more than usual. It makes me think that I sign up for something that I don't remember and somebody passed my info on. I don't remember doing that. I try not to do that. Will do. You still need to send me pics of all the Pisces covers, so I submit them to the CLZ comic database. Yeah, remind me of that one too. You mean the different variants? Like the foil variant, should I just take a photo of the foil? Because it's the same image as number 1. How do they do that? It's the same image as the main comic shop cover. It's just in foil. So it's time to take a ride. We can cast our lips over the sunset while we fly right over the love-filled sea. Photo would be okay. It's described differently in the database. We'd call it cover C, foil variant, or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'd call it. I call it cover C. Just how I remember it. Did I also send you the rabbit and the turtle um, materials to Falcor? Sorry if I'm confusing you with someone else, but I'll send pics of how they put Aquarius and the original New Z comics in. Okay. Yep, I read it with my son. It was cute. We enjoyed it. He's a little old for it now. Just started second grade. So when he read it, he was in second grade. I'm trying to get an agent to look at it. Well, not to look at it, to represent it. I talked to another person at Plastic City, and they were saying they're going to AI to make their own books because there's no material for children's, for early readers. I'm like, God damn it. I got one. Frustrating. I would think that it would be an easy sale, but again, I don't know. We read it this summer. He's between first and second. Yeah, that sounds like he would be a master of reading by then, right? But thanks for doing that. I appreciate it. Is your son artistically inclined? I wonder what he thought of the art. I did a little mini tour of some elementary schools last year with Rabbit and Turtle. And I asked that question to all of the students. Can you draw as well as me when I was 6 years old? And they every two a t two what's the phrase 2A1, they all said, "Oh yes." And then they would show me their work, and with pride, and my inside brain is going, "You're not as good as this guy," but my outside brain was saying, "Oh, that's fantastic drawing. That's great." My inside brain was like, you got minimal skills. You don't even come close. You don't even come close to Joe at 6 years old. But you keep trying. There's this basic mechanics in comics that even A-list pros working in comics today don't have. And I could see them in me at 6 years old. For instance, just for the hell of it, comb your comics, folks. The guy on the left, let's do a character on the left always speaks first. Why? Because we read in the US in the English language, we read from top to bottom, left to right. That's the only reason. So when you see panels like this, that's just bad comics, folks. Or a lot of times now they'll fuck with the whole page, right? So if you get this guy here and this guy here, this guy's talking first. They'll take the balloon and they'll run it across other boxes or other panels, or they'll set the balloon here like this, and then hopefully you'll be able to read this way. It's a cheat. It works, but it's a cheat and a half because you don't know the basics from this first panel. So the letterer's got to rejigger. A letterer is going to have to rejigger the placement of the balloons based on your lack of knowledge as the penciler as to who's speaking first. Or let's say you're doing it Marvel style and it's the writer's responsibility to make that call. Then you're a writer who needs to know about how to make good comics. Marvel style writing is they'll give you the plot of the story and the artist will break down the images and then the images go back to the writer to script dialogue. So that style is called the Marvel style. It's not really done as much as it should be today, in my opinion. But in that case, it's up to the writer to jigger the dialogue so that when the letterer goes to put the lettering and the balloons on the page, that they're not making these kind of unfortunate choices. So if you look at Rabbit and Turtle, done when I was 6 years old, it's just like basic instinct for me. Or maybe I just drew so many comics when I was young that I just figured it out on my own. Just that I don't remember that specific moment when I was like, "Oh, this guy on the left should be talking first." I don't remember that specific learning moment, but maybe I had done multiple comics before Rabbit and Turtle, just don't have a record of them or a memory of them. And I learned those lessons. Don't know. He's really into Jeff TGE TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures. Cool. Jeff the Landshark TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures and the Godzilla vs. Marvel comics now. That's cool. Used to draw a lot, filled up nearly 2 sketchbooks. He'd watch instruction videos on YouTube for hours and draw along with them. Children made you a liar, LOL. That's right. Not drawing as much now, but he still comes home with interesting work at school. He had a homework prompt. He had a blank hat. He finished the sentence with red mind control hat and drew a pic of a monkey wearing one. That's funny. Very cute. He doesn't like shading coloring though, prefers just pencils. I tried to show him how it brings more life to the drawing, but still not a fan of doing it. Yeah, whatever works. People can make a living just drawing with a pencil like this. Give the work to somebody else, one of his friends, to color. That's the key, is like, it's not to, I've seen parents with their children criticizing them, judging them because they're not drawing realistically or whatever. I can't think of anything worse to do. And also, you keep in mind that, when I'm in the class, they're showing me 5 or 6 drawings. It's like, I did over 100 comics between the time I was 6 and 16. So, you can kind of judge whether you can be critical based on that kind of a workload. If somebody's just drawing 5 or 6 drawings for fun, all you can do is just encourage them to keep going. If you start saying, oh, well, your anatomy's wrong and here's how to correct it, I think that would discourage a lot of kids. The form is supposed to be fun, and that fun comes out if you're having a good time doing anything, plumbing. If you're having a good time drawing, painting, playing music, if you're having a good time, that comes out. So there's one guy that came up to my table at a show, and he was really quite good. He was very promising. And so I proceeded to kind of go through his work and say, instead of this, try this. Instead of this, try this. This is great. What if you did this in this shot, though? If you switch the angle, it would be more impactful. So I went through and I really, like, as a fan of his work, just tried to suggest things that would improve it or make him even better than he was. And I wasn't really paying attention. I was just being a fan and going through his work. He asked me for critique. I didn't just start critiquing him. He said, "Can you give me a critique?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And as I looked at it, I got into his stuff and I was like, "Look, here's how you can improve it." And I finally looked up after going through his book. He had a substantial number of pages. So I looked up and it looked like I had beat him senselessly with a baseball bat. I was like, fuck, I made a mistake. This guy was not ready for that kind of critique. And he was an adult. I mean, he's probably college level. He's an adult. It wasn't like I was mashing up on a child. But I guess I really didn't realize that what I was doing, even though my intention was to help him get better, and I was excited to see his work better, people don't always want to hear that. I'm kind of the opposite of that. For me, every single drawing is like, how do I make this better? There are artists that I grew up with whose work was so great that, I aspire to be as good as them. And so, if I'm not better than my favorite artists, then I need to know why and how to get better. And that's my mentality. I don't like criticism either, um, but I get over it. When I was at Valiant, I had one of the editors there. His name was Barry Windsor Smith. Now, you guys know, you whatnot whippersnappers know who Barry Windsor Smith is? You probably don't, but he was the first artist to bring Conan the Barbarian to Marvel Comics, and he's since become like uh, one of the most, how do I say this? Most significant artists since 1970, the last 50 years. He's one of the greatest. And Barry was known pretty far and wide for being brutally frank with his contemporaries about their skills and stuff. So um, when I was at Valiant Comics, Bob Layton was my editor, and he had assigned me to. He knew that I was into writing, and so he let me. He let me write. Bob gave me an assignment to write a fill-in for Shadow Man. So Bob had just taken over as editor-in-chief of Valiant Comics. Jim Shooter had been ousted from the company, and so he was very busy. And so I would check in once in a while. Look, I needed to make a living, so I would check in. I was like, Bob, I submitted a plot to you for Shadow Man. Did you read it? And he hadn't read it, and some time went by. And then finally he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give this to Barry Windsor Smith and let him decide, uh, if it moves forward or not. So at that time, among my fellow creators, going to Barry or being judged by Barry was considered like a kiss of death. Like, that's it. He's gonna rake you over the coals and you're done. And it wouldn't have been out of the question, in my opinion, to have been fired at that time if the plot didn't work out. So eventually, Barry reads the plot. He comes over to my table. I was in the studio at Valiant. Barry comes over to my table. He goes, Joe, can I talk to you about this plot for Shadow Man? And I'm like, yeah, sure. He goes, I read this. He goes, this is really good. I don't see anything wrong with it. Let's move forward with layouts. Okay, great. So later that day, Bob comes over and he says, Joe, I read your Shadow Man plot. It's really good. Let's go forward with the layouts. And I'm like, okay, great. So I go forward with the layouts. I bring because I'm penciling and writing the same story. So I get the layouts for Shadow Man 9 completed. I forget how long it took me, but not too long. And I bring him in, and Bob's my editor, so I show him to Bob. I'm like, Bob, here's the layouts for Shadow Man story that you wanted. Okay, let me get to him. So Bob sits on him for a while, and I forget the exact number of days, but it was more than one and less than 30. He goes, I'm really busy, Joe. I'm going to give these layouts to Barry and have Barry. I'm going to have Barry look through them. And again, Barry is Barry. Barry would rip an artist to shreds in front of you. But I never got the impression that Barry was trying to impose his ego. He wasn't trying to mount people like some political actors do. I honestly got the impression, talking with Barry over the years, that he liked to read and was interested in good comic books. So some time goes by, and Barry comes over to my table and he says, Joe, can we sit somewhere? And I want to go through these layouts with you for the Shadow Man story. I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we sit down. We're across from Bob Layton's desk, sitting in a sofa in the studio, and he's like, "These are fucking great." He goes, and I quote, "These are fucking great." He goes, "There are people working here on regular books who don't have half of your skills. Why aren't you working on a regular comic book?" And I'm like, I don't know. He goes, so he proceeded to walk me through 22 pages of layouts. And most of what he said was, this is fucking great. A lot of what he said was also, watch your drawing here. Okay, at this point you're starting to get tired. It's 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're getting tired, and you're losing your drawing here. And it was 2:30 when I was drawing that the night before. He had the process down cold. He could almost tell me when I had drawn these drawings. That's how impressive this guy was. So he was like, okay, work on this. You're drawing your hands need help. The energy is really good in the drawings. So one thing he told me, which I took to heart, was stop drawing these layouts because all your energy is going into the creation of the layouts. Bring the layouts to the larger printed page. That's where, so that you keep your energy. Keep the energy in the drawing. If there's anything important about superhero drawing, it's that these guys have to look like they're moving, they're exploding. You got to have energy in your drawing if you're a superhero artist. So from that point on, I stopped doing layouts, taking his advice. And now by layouts, I mean uh, the smaller drawings, which are then blown up to comic book 11 by 17 size, and then transferred from there. And so I don't do that anymore because of him. Now I just take the 11 by 17 page and I do my drawings on the 11 by 17 page. There are no more layouts. And so my point was that I soak that stuff up. I'm about let's get better. How do we make this better? My latest book just came out. The next one I do has to get better. It has to be better. And Barry was a great resource for that. The last time I corresponded with him, I think I sent him cricket stuff. And he was like, to be honest, I don't know what's going on. Like super frank. And again, this is me with, I don't know, 20 years under my career or something like that, 25 years. And he's like, look, there's no doubt your drawing is better than it ever has been, but I can't tell what's going on. So he's criticizing my storytelling. And so right to the end, it was always like, he was just telling me like it is. So I really appreciate that. And again, like I said, it wasn't about, for me, it was, I didn't think he was about just, I'm in this power position and I'm going to exert my power on you. It was, I really got the idea in my interactions with Barry that he liked comics. He loved great comics. And I'm kind of that way as well. So later that day, Bob comes over. He goes, Joe, I looked at your Shadow Man layouts. They're really great, man. I'm like, thanks, Bob. Appreciate it. Why is one of my favorite books. I think that's where I first saw your name. What was the Shadow Man story? Was it used? Yeah, it was issue 9. Rye was my very first gig. So you were right there at the beginning of my career. MJ, you are not a Whatnot whippersnapper because most people on Whatnot are like, what's Valiant? What's Rye? Which is fine. I don't care. It's all good. I'm trying to sell my new stuff anyway, so it doesn't matter if you know who I am or not. Support indie comics. I've got my own indie comics. In my opinion, the new Zodiacs is better than anything I've ever done in my entire life as far as comics goes. It just doesn't get better. And when I look at some of the stuff in New Zodiacs, I was going to say I get a boner, but I get excited. I get excited to do more. It inspires me to do more. One thing I actually swiped from Golden Age Comics is I am starting something new. I will never assume that someone picking up this comic book will have read anything that I've done before this. So one thing I did was I adopted a Golden Age technique from the Golden Age comics, and I have like an introductory panel, almost like the credits on a TV show, where I'll tell you who this character is, and I'll show you a significant part of that character and what they do. That way, there's no guessing what this story is about. So here I did it here. Ever wonder what happens to you when you die? Don't ask her. She'll tell you. Cricket is privy to, much more than this mortal earth, and that's Cricket right there. So I give you an idea. Here's some ghostly figures. Second story. Have you ever wondered what happens to you when you die? Don't ask her. She'll tell you. I don't even assume you read this first story. I'm creating a habit in with new Zodiacs that you get a pinup of our main character and you get an introduction to their premise. Following the Golden Age comics, when they'd have more fun comics, the first story would be the headliner, Green Lantern, and then there'd be Dr. Fate, Hawkman, uh, Snuffy Smith, or whoever in the background in backup stories, and it always have this introductory something. Here's the Liberator by me. So I guess I didn't feel the need to put any text in here. I should have. Oh, I probably didn't because we've got some introductory um, exposition here, but he's kind of inside of a computer space or something like that. So there's my Golden Age ripoff, homage, whatever you call it. It's the device. I'm reusing a Golden Age device to introduce our character. Let's see if I did it in Zodiac's Aquarius. Where's my Aquarius books? Here we go. There it is. It's the Golden Age intro. So it's all these lines of code, and if you have time and interest enough to read through the lines of code, it says the Robin Hood of cyberspace, the Liberator, created by me. Pretty cool. I like that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. It inspires me to do more like that. Stuff that I hadn't seen before. I'm a big fan of introducing photos as uh, part of comic book art. So here's a photo of the main character. I used an actual person as a model. So here, this is like a negative photo of that person reflected in the mirror. It's like a spirit, a ghost, whatever you want to call them. This was the part that Barry didn't care for, which is me doing several different cut-ins where it's almost like I'm showing you bits of an entire process in small fragments instead of a wider shot. I did give you the establishing shot here, but Barry was confused by the cuts from different characters and what was happening. And I can understand that because I'm introducing a new science, a new procedure on how to detect ghosts. So this whole thing is probably unfamiliar to anybody but me. If you guys were confused by this sequence, it's totally cool. Let me know if that's the case, if you read it. I won't do that again if I'm the only one who gets it. I'm not meant to be the only one who gets what I do. But I am privy to a lot of information that is not in the comics. So I may often make mistakes, assume that you might know what I'm talking about when I haven't officially revealed it in the story. Big fan of panel borders to help set a mood. I don't do it a lot. I think it would get annoying if I did it a lot, but here's a cool idea. Cricket falls through 3 levels of flooring into the basement. So the pipes that are inside the basement are also basically surrounding the story um, around the setting here. This is a little bit of experimentation on my part. This is probably completely unknown. I know a friend of mine who was in the industry as a writer. He goes, Joe, what's going on here? And again, it's just me messing around. It may be a crash and burn. I don't know. But spoilers if you read the story. This is what I call the delivery process, where the spirit who's trapped on Earth is now moving on to whatever is beyond. I don't know what it is. You call it heaven, limbo, nothingness, entropy, uh, becoming one with the universe, whatever it is. And these are symbols of this man's life breaking. His ego is basically breaking down into moments of time in his life until finally all that's left is a child, and the child rises. I'm asking, this is another thing too. I'm asking you to follow this and go up here rather than go this way. I don't know if I succeeded at that or not, but my intention was for you to follow this and then go up. This is more sophisticated storytelling. Um, it's generally a no to have a strong vertical, a single vertical with panels on the opposite side, because we read top to bottom, left to right. Your inclination is generally to go this way, but I like to fuck with shit. So here we go. I'm trying to design this so that you follow the deconstruction of this guy's ego, which makes you go from this silhouette to this silhouette, which makes you go up this way, and then you get a sense of rising. I don't know if that's successful or not. I need you guys to tell me if that's successful. I need you guys to tell me if you got that or not. But this is just me. This is the kind of stuff that I love to do that makes me think that comics are better than any other medium. I did this drawing one, two, three, at least three times. This piece was done separately just because after the story was done, I got a better sense of how to draw that character. And so I redrew so that it looked more like the drawings that I did later. The first drawing I did of this character. I wonder if it's nearby. Hold on. 1 second. Yeah. I don't even know if anybody's here. It's just fun to talk about this stuff. So here's the first drawing of that little golden age intro to character. You can see the difference. Let me show. Hold on. This guy, I don't even know if there's any structure in this guy's head. It doesn't look like a bat to me. So here we go after 19 pages of drawing a bat and feeling the character and getting to know the character. I didn't recognize this. I was like, what is this? And so I made the time to redraw that. And then in Photoshop, we assemble the drawings together. So here is the revision. And then I scanned this and spliced it into Cricket's body. I still don't have Cricket's face down, in my opinion, but I'll get there. MJ Bill, LOL. Valiant was amazing. My 90s nostalgia was right there. I look forward to getting the Zodiacs books in. The intro feature is a great idea. They used to add footnotes like, if you want to know more, read X. Those are not only important but they helped you to chase down those other issues, right? If you got into Nightcrawler or the Hulk or Wolverine and his first appearance was Hulk 180 or 181, what does the poll say? The poll says it's 180. You got a footnote in Giant Size X-Men 1 saying that Wolverine was in 180 and you fell in love with Wolverine, you would chase down those back issues, right? Those are really important to me, those footnotes. But when you're starting a universe, there are no footnotes. These are the beginnings of the footnotes. So that's why I did these intro drawings, and it also gives me a place to give you a pinup, because a lot of my stories can tend to be dense. There's a lot of 9-panel pages especially in the Cricket stuff. It can tend to be story dense, and so there's not a lot of room often for a big splash or something like that. So I automatically give you a splash with that Golden Age device. You automatically have a large image that'll suck you in. Also, if you read the earlier Marvel comics, Silver Age Marvel comics, like first 13 issues of Amazing Spider-Man, they always had some kind of introductory splash page. It's almost like a second cover, right? Which kind of gave you the tone or a preview what to expect when you read the story. It's just another pinup size huge image that you can roam your eyeballs around. This panel works, I would like to think, even without the explanation. Purposeful bunching toward the bottom works, I think. Yeah, after you've read it, I'm kind of giving stuff away to you, aren't I, Mr. MJ? uh, Yeah, I'm kind of spoiling some stuff for you, but let me know after you've read it. I'd appreciate your thoughts. I love when you point things like art layout and impact. As a layman, I realize the intention. Just enjoy the experience. MJ says, "Are these for sale? The original art?" Not. I was selling pages for a while, but I'm holding off. I love. I'm not ready to sell them yet. But read the new Zodiacs ones. Let me know which pages you like, and I'll see if they're available. Are these for sale? The original art? Are you talking about the Hulk? Ainge asked. No, the bat he was showing. I get it. LOL. Yeah, I sold a bunch of the Liberator pages and a few of the Cricket pages, and I regret having done that. But they're helpful to raise money for the book. The end result is that I have to keep making these books, and I need money to do that. So I shouldn't be so precious with the art. The art sales will help me keep doing more of these books. So talk me into selling them again. I'm probably game. But thanks for letting me chat about that. I can do that. I can talk about this shit all day long. That's one of the reasons why I want to do the videos. Um, is because I'm not the first guy to think of this stuff, and so I'd like to review some of the comics that I've read recently or comics that have influenced me, and share like 4 or 5 features that I like about each comic. That's what I used to do when I was at Valiant. It started when I was at Valiant because I knew I was struggling and I knew I was new and I knew I had a long, long way to go. So what I would do to appease myself is I would try to find 5 drawings or 5 panels or five ideas in each comic that I had just drawn that was just released. I tried to find 5 things that I liked and tried to build on that. And so at first it was really hard to find 5 things, and then it gets easier after you've done 100 pages or 200 pages or whatever. It gets easier to find 5 things. And when you've got people like Barry or Bob or Jim Shooter or trying to think of who else. If you got people like that in your corner or available to help, I'm corresponding a lot with my friend Stephen Butler lately. He's a cool guy, nice guy, and so I like to share. We like to share drawings together. Like he'll send me one of his commissions, and if I have time, I'll send him some of mine. And we kind of encourage each other. So, but if you have people like that in your corner who can help you improve or inspire you to want to improve, that's the shit right there, man. So my brain, here's just to share. My brain, where's that damn Wolverine? 1 second. This particular drawing started out as a sketch card. I must have done about 800 sketch cards, and in the mix over the years, I did a sketch which was kind of like this, which was original Wolverine with the Hulk hands in the foreground, and I also did the reverse shot. and it was the Hulk bearing down and the Wolverine's hands in the foreground. And I loved the ideas. I didn't like in the sketch card form, I wasn't a big fan of the reverse angle of this, which was the Hulk bearing down and then Wolverine with the hands and the claws, right? So I was like, someday I'll figure out the right pose for this kind of a shot. And so here's me kind of coming back to that idea again, and I don't think this is the I don't think this is the pose. I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish this. It's a fine drawing, but I don't think it's the right pose for the reverse of this. So now my brain is working. Like when I do the final piece that is the companion to this, if I ever do it, it's not going to be this pose. So even though this pose is a halfway decent drawing, it doesn't solve my other problem. Does that make sense? I don't feel the steam, the locomotive coming at you at 200 miles an hour. I don't feel it in that pose. Watch me try to draw left-handed. And I'm throwing the claws in there, and I'm like, it feels so cheap to not have at least part of his hand in the mix. I can't even just cut that corner. We need we need at least some of Wolverine's hand. Boom, 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 boom. Flag is flying. didn't consciously realize you were forcing us down so we would pan up from the bottom of the last panel. B. Romans is sick. Yeah, I'm not sure, I'm not sure you're meant to realize what's happening, but if there's any way that you could quantify how you read it, I'd appreciate the feedback. If you actually read it that way, so you read it down and then up. Um, if there's a way that you can be consciously aware, or try to remember how you read it, that's always helpful to me. And then when you got a book like this, which is made for early readers, first time readers, you don't do shit like that. You don't do complicated layouts. You keep it all simple. One of the creative rewards that I got out of this was I fell in love with the 6-panel grid. The 6-panel grid is more about, is there a 6-panel grid here somewhere? I'm sure there is. There we go. The 6-panel grid is more about what is inside each panel, whereas the shape of a panel can often create an effect too, where you're meant to read this strip, you get this kind of sense of motion from left to right, left to right, left to right. You get there's kind of a motion, a sense of direction, or a feeling you get when you're reading panels that are a certain shape. It's really the equivalent of a pan. Something like this is the equivalent of a pan with a camera in a movie or a TV show. Can't do this in movies or TV though. This is a very cool, badass montage of this guy and his career, all the things that he's done throughout his long, lengthy career. More 6-panel grid anywhere? So you won't see. Here we go. 6-panel grid. 6-panel grid. This one's extended a little bit, just for space. But you don't do complicated layouts like what I was sharing with you, or you don't do even the material in the panels like that. That scene with with all the tech and stuff like that, what Barry got confused with. You don't put content in the panels that make you think either. It's just easy to read. Where is this guy? He's standing at the edge of the pool. Where are these kids? They're in the pool, and they're all about 6 to 8 feet away from each other. So in the next panel, when they're together, it's not hard to believe that these two kids came up onto the deck of the pool and they're all chatting now. So again, this doing this series was a lot of fun because it forced me to stop doing the storytelling pyrotechnics and just keep the story simple. Keep the content of the panels simple. And I love that kind of exercise. You can do goofy panels, circular panels like this, because they're clearly separated from this panel and from this panel. The circular panel kind of helps you give that sense of motion. The dolphin is doing all kinds of acrobatics. So the dolphin comes up out of the water, starts spinning and flipping. The circle panel gives you that sense of motion, right? Just the circle panel helps you to, oh, this dolphin is doing flips. When in doubt, single image. This isn't a splash, although they look connected. I'm not sure if I did that on purpose or not. But these are two different splashes. Some sharks. Big pictures for young kids. Very cool. Not a lot of work to read. Read these three little balloons. Soak in that big ass picture. Very nice. And then you can do things like this. This is where you get your dense text in a picture like this, which is an accurate representation of the sizes of these sharks versus a human. This is how big a human is. This is how big a gray reef shark. You can with your own eyes see the size comparisons. You don't have to read the text. You can look at the images. I tried to make this book more like a fun, like have a lot of stuff to look at if you wanted to skip the reading. When I was a kid and I was reading comics, I didn't read every single word. Most of the time I just breezed through it 10 or 12 times, and then eventually I would come back to it and try to read what they were saying and stuff like that. Spider-Man was particularly cool because a lot of the stuff that Spider-Man was saying when I was a kid was kind of funny. So you would see him punching Dr. Octopus or whatever, and that's cool. What a great drawing. But then he was saying something like, hey, lizard lips, eat my fist, stuff like that. And then suddenly you're getting more out of your comics because you're reading texts that go with the pictures. And that's what got me hot on this stuff. 6-panel grid. This is how what kind of shellfish? What is this? It's dangerous as a cone snail. Super lethal. You get stung by one of these, you're dead. So it's also very tiny, fits in the palm of your hand. But here's the process of how a cone snail eats its prey. Fun stuff. So there's no need to change the shape of the panel. No need to go cut to a different angle. Just show this cone snail in his position, both same position, stings the fish, soaks them in, eats them up. How many I can't even watch concert movies or videos anymore. They cut so fast, they cut away to different angles and stuff so often I don't even want to watch the videos anymore. It's like people don't know how to direct. They think that people don't have the attention span to sit more than 3 seconds with the same shot. It's ludicrous. Ludicrous thought process. A lot of stuff with a lot of dense text. You use the big picture to break up all that intimidating text. So you don't have to get hung up on this box. You can just read this. Oh, there's a lot of pellets and stuff. What's going on here? It's the plastic that we pollute our ocean with every day. And then if you want to read this, if you want to come back, take a break from looking at this, you can read this box. It's all about design. Six-panel page with some extra stuff. All about how to tag a leatherback sea turtle. This is how it's done. Clean the fin, load up the tag, inject the tag, check that the tag is working. Instructional storytelling. 6-panel grid. It's all about what's in the panel. Here comes the shark. He's about to take a bite out of you. He smells something in the water. There goes the shark. Let's go from your point of view, turtle's point of view, turtle's point of view, turtle's point of view. Now the shark is gone. Where did the shark go? The shark is headed over here. He's being lured away by Chum in a second boat. 6-panel grid is gold. So this is an example of the opposite of what's going on in the new Zodiacs comics. Fun stuff. Ainge is saying, Falcor, I was thinking the same way. I'm used to reading sequentially or one big page with thought balloons. Falcor says, I forget what book I was reading recently, but they had a bunch of double pages, but I kept reading it wrong because it wasn't obvious they were double pages. I had similar experience recently too. I can't remember it either. And that's what happens when you lose the story, you forget about it. That happens a lot when an artist will decide that they want you to go, even if it's sequential panels, they want you to go across this way. But a lot of times they'll stop. They'll stop at the gutter and assume you're going to read this way, even though there's no reason to. Even though there's no reason to. Old school comics in the golden age, if they weren't sure you knew where to go, they would give you one of these arrows. And that'll solve the problem for you if you don't know how to design a double page spread. And by the way, that's the editor also who should have made that call. If the editor wasn't sure, the editor should have done something in that case too. Don't get me going on editors today. So yeah, I like the hands better already. I think they look cool. MJ, did you buy 2 Wonder Woman prints? MJ, did you buy 3 Wonder Woman prints? I'm showing 3 prints. I'm showing 4 prints of Wonder Woman in my sold. Am I correct? So whatnot on my laptop is really confusing. One second, I'm going to try something on my phone. Okay, I do on my phone. I do see 2 Wonder Woman prints sold. MJ, if you're in the room, please let me know that that's correct. And what I was talking to you about panels and shapes of panels and page designs and stuff, that has nothing to do with drawing. That's why comic art is the hardest thing to do, I think. You've got to know how to set up a shot. You got to know how to design a page. You got to know your anatomy, at least enough of it. You got to know set design. You got to know fashion. You got to know fantastic elements. You got to know how to convey emotion. You got to know about acting. And this paper on this cover is wonky. There's no small panel extending across both pages, and the main panel didn't quite match up like a splash. Yeah, if you can think, not to diss the person, but if you can think of what book it was, send me a text. Um, a lot of times you still get this too. Of all, I mean, 100 years of comic book art, you still get guys who will draw their figure right in the gutter. It still happens. And then, okay, maybe it was the centerfold of a single issue, issue 16 or whatever. But then when that's bound in a graphic novel, which is how a lot of people read stuff like me, this becomes unreadable. This is 101, folks. This is basic stuff. Mm, mm, mm. Let's check out our poll. What is the first appearance of Wolverine to you? 72% say 180. So is everybody going out and buying Incredible Hulk 180, anticipating that the zeitgeist will change their opinions? I think most of us want all three issues anyway, right? 180, 181, 182. Mm-mm. And so, what is 182? That's my next poll. What is 182? Is that the second appearance of Wolverine? Or is that a cameo? Or are cameos only meant as introductory, as an introductory term? How do you do a double page spread? I'm running out of paper. How do you do a double page spread with panel sequences that make you read across instead of um, Falkor kind of hit it on the head. If you're going to do panels like this, it's always a good idea to extend one of those panels across the gutter. Anything that goes in the gutter is not necessary information. So you'd have two figures fighting over here, and maybe there's a tree here or something to indicate they're in a park. That's okay. You can do always bring that across that other panel across the gutter. What if you wanted all the panels the same size and you still wanted people to read across? My suggestion is to do something with the panel borders, like heavy up the panel borders. Like let's say with a strip, like a film strip kind of motif, and then separate this group, separate the groups with the overall frame. That's how I would do that. That's my suggestion. Again, depends on what's inside the panel, but just as far as the basic visual goes, I'd do something like that. So we need this gutter here to separate, to create these two units. If you fill this in, we're back to square one, and you can be reading this way. Fun! Fun with comics. I'll have to flip through my just read pile that needs to be put away. I could add 4 panels across the top, 4 across the bottom, on top. Double page splash. Underline splash wasn't obvious. Wasn't obviously a double page splash. Looked like it could have been 2 different splashes. Yeah, I could see how you would have trouble with that. As soon as that kind of stuff happens with me, I'll put the book down. Especially if it happens more than once. Have you guys been reading the absolutes? That's my other poll. I'm going to do another poll. Best absolute: Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. I think Flash is one. Green Lantern is one. Martian Manhunter is one. And best ultimate. I think there's a is there still a Black Panther Ultimates? I just read Ultimate Batman. I thought it was fun, I guess. Beep, 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 beep. Beep, 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 beep. Definitely took a pause and reread it. I think it was his recent issue of Transformers, which is really good. I'll talk about Transformers in a second. Black Panther, Spidey, Wolverine, X-Men, Ultimates, which is Avengers, but they don't call it Ultimate Avengers. I find the new Absolute Batman good, says Miss Mayhem. Ultimate X-Men is a really different take on the story, barely recognizable as an X-Men book because of new and reimagined characters. It's very interesting, though. Cool to know. I'll get onto those. I read. Where's my Ultimate Absolute Batman? My first question is, why do they call it absolute? Are we completely out of adjectives? Because they have absolute editions of reprints, right? Where those are the large size comics and stuff. So, but why is it called absolute anything? Why not Awesome Batman or Dark Universe Batman or Batverse Bat? You know what I'm saying? Well, I wonder why they chose absolute. Doesn't matter. One thing I liked about this is there were a lot of panels to the page. I don't know why. It really helped with the storytelling. Um, these little kind of snippet things kind of help fill in the character. I like that kind of stuff. A lot of a lot of, hey, I've read Born Again, Daredevil Born Again, and Batman Year One. A lot of that kind of reference. It's like this kind of stuff makes me want to read Batman Year One and Daredevil Born Again. If you whippersnappers haven't read those two series yet, please run, don't walk. I'm a fan of sound effects, so I like this kind of stuff. The the DJ is playing, and so I'm a fan of the the sound effect as a concept. You know what I mean? Like consistently through the scene, you're seeing these sound effects. It helps keep you in the scene. I haven't seen a lot of silhouettes lately in comics, so I'm a huge fan of silhouettes. What are you guys' thoughts of this? I mean, this is just goofy shit, isn't it? This was kind of cool, but the first thing I thought was, anybody could pull these off you and stab you with your own ears, and that's what happened later on. Actually, Sonia, my wife, said the same. She said the same thing. She's like, "Okay, so somebody's gonna pull your ears off and stab you with them," and that's what happens in the book, right? But what are you guys' thoughts on the axe chest piece? I like stuff like this. The single splash image with credits and stuff like that. It's like a big freeze frame. It's like the credits for a TV show. Very cool. I like images like this too, which help establish the scene or the theme of the story. I thought this was great. Probably my favorite part of the storyline was selective demolition, right? To create the bat symbol. I thought that was pretty cool. What did you think of Bruce Wayne's buddies being Oswald and Harvey and Edward? That's different, right? And Waylon, Killer Croc. I thought this kind of thing very effective. Not just a double page splash, but like a key scene, a momentous moment in the story. like this idea. It's not improper. None of this is improper perspective, but it's symbolic, and I could really feel the rain. The rain is coming. It's like the rain is coming from behind Bruce's head, even though that's not correct perspective. I think that's a still very great symbolic shot. You don't always have to follow reality perspective to be effective. Any moments that stuck out for you guys? This was um, pretty goofy. Did I find 5 things in there that I liked? I think so. Great. Enjoy the others. Flash probably the weakest of the bunch. Thank you for the feedback. I will probably check them out in that order. So, what's the verdict? Okay, that'll be one of my polls too. What's the verdict on the Bat Axe? Do we like it? Do we love it? It's something different. It's dumb. Those will be our choices. Love it. Like it. Whatever. You got to do something different after 80 years of Batman, or dumb. All right, back to work, Joe. Where's Ange today? Are you driving, Ange? Everybody's favorite co-host, Ange 21. Everybody. This is the deltoids. I'm screwing this up. There we go. And then we've got tricep into elbow. Dish, 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 dish. I'm a listener today, working on entering certifications. No problem. Be a listener. That's fine. I'm chatty today. Usually I'm quiet because I'm working, and I've been neglecting the drawing today. I'm blabbing. What if it rained? We didn't care. She said that someday soon the sun was gonna shine. And she was right. This love of mine, my Valentine. As days and nights would pass me by, I tell myself that I was waiting for a sign. Then she appeared, a love so fine, my Valentine. And I will love her for life. And I will never let a day go by without remembering the reasons why. We can hit if we can hit 10 people in the room today, I'll break out my latest round of mental metal. Start giving away gifts. We've got 4 in the room. We were doing well earlier. We had about 9 people. That's a lot for me. This love of mine. What if it rained? We didn't care. She said that someday soon the sun was gonna shine. And she was right. This love of mine, my Valentine. Today's episode brought to you by Califia Farms Toasted Hazelnut Protein Shake. When I was a kid, I used to have Mego dolls, and I seem to remember my Mego Hulk had a rope around his waist to hold up his pants. So I'm going to put a rope around his pants today.
shouldn't have been a messin'. And now someone else is getting all your best. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Yeah. You keep lying when you ought to be truthing. And you keep losing when you ought to not bet. You keep saying when you ought to be a changing. Now what's right is right, but you ain't been right yet. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. You keep playing where you shouldn't be playing, and you keep thinking that you'll never get burned. Ha! I just found me a brand new box of matches, yeah. And what he knows you ain't had time to learn. These boots are made for walking, and that's just what they'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
The song reminds me of the Austin Powers movie. Yeah, I think they might have used it. It's a '60s swinging song, baby. Oh, frustrating. It's paper. Paper, not great. Hulk vs. Wolverine is available for sale. If anybody's interested in purchasing it, let me know. I'll run the auction. You can certainly hang out and watch, no problem. This paper has a weird clay-ish coating on it. It doesn't like the thinner points. It can be that way. I'm probably going to sign off in about 5 minutes. I'll come back to this, finish it up tomorrow at noon Eastern. If you have any questions or you want to purchase this today, let me know. Very special thanks to MJ, Richard, I think Julius. I lost my sold items. I think it was Julius was the first guy. Very special thanks to everybody who came by today. Appreciate it very much. Welcome to some of you noobs. Welcome to the stream. Come by anytime you like. If you have any questions or anything. I'm a Thursdays at noon sharp regular guy. Sometimes I'll do Wednesdays. Been doing Wednesdays fairly frequently, but I can guarantee I'm here on Thursdays at noon. So stay tuned tomorrow and stop by and watch me finish this. You can certainly purchase it today, in which case I'll stick around a little longer. Otherwise, you can come by tomorrow. Thanks to Ange21, VIP in the house. Any last questions? We all good? Very cool. All right. I'm going to blow out. Finish this for sure tomorrow, Thursday at noon Eastern. So stay tuned for that. I might even color it. I hope you guys have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.